What's up, everybody? It's your girl Erica from the Classic Climb blog. Welcome, Freedom Friday, to all of you. Thank you for being here with me. And I know the title isn't super juicy. I think I'm going to save my Trump talk for tomorrow because, listen, 70 million people ain't going nowhere. But I'll save that talk for tomorrow. You guys, make sure you come in, hit the like button, and drop your city and state so I know who we're dealing with. First things first, if it's your first time here, you're new to the channel, thank you for coming through. I'm the author of the Smart From Millionaire book, How to Invest in People, Businesses, and Real Estate from the Palm of Your Hand. You can grab that on Amazon or in our links below. You can grab the Classy Climb Planner to get your year kicked off right. Good stuff here. Micro roads every day and our gratitude journal. Boom. All right, so first things first. All right, first things first. You see the title. You're like, what is the point of this title? A lot of times on YouTube, we're teaching people how to do little hustles. We're teaching people how to scrounge up, $2,000 every month. We're teaching people little things and little tricks and tactics that work. So whether it's credit, whether it is starting businesses or starting hustles, we keep teaching people little tactics that will only work for a short time. If people aren't, even if there's big money making careers, if they're not accurately taught how to take advantage of them, they cannot win. Okay. And so on this channel, I always want to talk to you about growth, getting you to win, getting you further out. And that's why the title is, what are the 3 companies that are 45% of the GDP? And the first 3, of course, are healthcare, construction, real estate. It's 45% of the American GDP, but it's only 6% of the stock market. Now, there's this thing where I was at an event the other day. I was at a meeting with 10 other business owners, and it was eye-opening because what happens is you realize not that you're not playing the wrong game, you're playing the small game. And because when we're on here on YouTube, we're trying to tell you what's hot and flashy and super sexy and quick to do little turnarounds, and we're not really talking to people about how to make lifelong changing, lasting businesses to change their life. And that's going to be in healthcare, that's going to be in construction, that's going to be real estate. Now, the first thing people are going to say is it's always, what about automation? What about automation? That's everybody's favorite word. And when I picked up my family from the airport, we're driving by where they're building the Tesla building. It's massive. It is a massive facility, and it's hundreds of Hispanic people out there working and white people working. I'm pretty sure maybe some black guys. I mean, it was just so many people out there, you can't see them all. And again, construction will always go on. Recession, up or down, there will be construction. There will be somebody fixing roads. There will be somebody fixing something, right? Even when it came to the Rona, everybody's in the house. People now switch their money from worrying about the roads being raggedy to their house being raggedy, to their roofs being fixed, to putting pools in their house, right? Texas, number one thing that got number one sales here in Texas this summer was pools. Why? Because the normal places that people would go were not open. And if they were open, it was reduced population being there. Okay. So again, real estate, construction, healthcare. That's why you see so many people. And I'm going to bring up I think I can pull it up here. Let me see if I can pull it up. About income rising in 2019, right? The point of me bringing this up is, if people want to make real money, and just being honest, yes, going on YouTube, selling a few e-courses, doing little hustles, yes, it can get you money, but the big money, the long money comes from healthcare, construction, and real estate. Long-term investing and short-term investing. So I get it, hey, Erica, just give us the good stuff. Now I'm going to go over this. And I'm going to save some of this for tomorrow as well for our Trump conversation that I definitely want to have. But I want to share it today. Okay, let's see if we can get it up. That's for tomorrow. All right, so just to kind of give you touch base with reality, and we'll do some more on this tomorrow, but just to touch base with reality, in 2019, the median income reached all-time highs after one of the largest one-year records increase of all time. See if I can make this bigger. Let's see if I can make this bigger for y'all. Okay. Income gains in 2019 were the largest for minority groups. Real median incomes grew 7.9% for Black people, Black Americans, 7.1% for Hispanic Americans, and 10.6% for Asians. So these are the biggest 1 year increases, all record level highs, new income highs for reaching 2019. Now, funny enough, in the comments, and also when people Google stuff, hey man, I'm seeing a lot of bobo shots. I'm seeing a lot more Asian restaurants, Asian themed restaurants. Now they're telling you everywhere in New York is, oh, it's closing, all these restaurants are closing. But in the Southeast, they increased, right? And it's not just stores, it's also just business ownership and income and jobs. And so imagine someone going, man, Black people are struggling so bad. Black people had the biggest medium jump increase in 2019. And I'm going to tell you part of why I think it was happened in 2019. And 2020 is yet to be seen how bad it will be. But 2019 is you already had the tracks being laid. If you were looking online, if you were looking on the internet, a lot of people having access to the internet, a lot of people learning how to wholesale, a lot of people learning how to get into real estate at every single level, a lot of people learning how to do what? Get where the money is, right? Where the money resides. And what's going to come out of this, whether we write history books well or ill of President Trump, is you're going to see the economic boom that came for a lot of African Americans and Hispanic Americans. And so that's a little bit of my 2 cents on that. But I also think it's because Hispanic Americans and African Americans are heavily in the real estate and construction fields more than ever lately, as you may see. And healthcare. Healthcare is a lot of Asian Americans are in the healthcare fields, doctors related to doctor industries. And again, you have to think it's not just, this is just all these incomes bumping up from jobs. No, a lot of this is going to be also business ownership. And so I brought this up and I want to show you this because I think it's important for folks to have real numbers to look at, right? We're always out here on the internet saying, ain't nobody getting married, ain't nobody making no money, everybody's poor. That's not true. We just know it's not true. The numbers don't support what you're saying, right? And so I think it's important, and I'll put this in the links if I can for you guys to read this on your own. Again, this is CDC numbers. The WhiteHouse.gov put this article out to make sure that income, just to show 2019 numbers. Poverty hits record lows after the largest decrease in 50 years. Now, again, I'm always going to tell you, when someone says poverty, or they talk about types of poverty, the people having nothing to eat, nothing to wear, the level of poverty that's in America is, again, we call it comfortably poor. They've got TVs, they've got clothes, they've got cars. The numbers are just tight. But in general, in America, poverty hit its lowest decrease in 50 years. Now, here's something you need to think about. 2020 is like a car stopping, right? Cars rolling down the road. 2019, we're going up, income's going up, party time. And then we just slammed on the brakes of 2020. I think we're going to see next year what was the major impact of some of that. But when I go out every day and I keep searching the internet, you've got everybody and their mom flying out to Tulum and Miami, shopping, going on about their life. And yes, is there a segment of America saying, hey, we're about to get kicked out of our place, we ain't got no money, we have low on food? That is out there, but it's not as strong as you think. And so people are really hyping you up for this, like, man, everybody's going to be, I think it's the underbelly Glenn and Cameron talks about. People are hyping you up, and that's just going to get you searching for poverty-related conversations. That's what that is. The more you guys keep searching the crap, the baby mama stuff, the sugar baby stuff, that's just going to send you your focus. And this is how the mind works. Your focus is going to be there. Your energy is going to be there. Because let's just keep it a buck. If someone tells you one negative thing, it takes 16 times of hearing a positive thing, which is opposite of what you heard. Somebody said, this child's not very smart. It takes 16 times of someone telling that child they are smart before it becomes neutral. They tested a bunch of children in the 1980s and seeing how, the social, of talking to kids, telling them positive things worked versus telling them negative. And it takes literally you having this repetition of 16 times to overcome this negative thing. So if every day you come out here to this man's YouTube and you look for negative every day, it's going to take so much for you to see positive. right? So Kevin Samuels is even showing where he's got guys getting engaged, getting ready to get married from his Facebook group, and guys are like, oh no, no. And so because what's happening is you're training your mind to see negative. You're training your mind to say there's no option. There's nothing here but just miserable talk, right? And that can't be reality. And so every time we go on this channel, my job is to show you numbers and documented evidence that, again, this low talk, this low conversation is not happening in the real world. It's just not. It's maybe happening where you are, but it's not the whole United States, right? Think about as much as we want to talk bad about DC right now and what happened, DC just had the biggest tourist boom ever. All of those people you saw out there had to get hotel rooms. I saw multiple people's Facebook stories where they flew out on packed planes to go to DC. And this is the 6th. You're not even talking about, again, on the 21st, when is the real inaugural date of fake President Joe Biden, okay? We're not even talking about that, right? We're talking about before that, just a protest. So DC just racked up probably $1 billion in tourism dollars in the middle of a pandemic that everybody has no money. So one of these things cannot be true. These people were able to buy tickets, get hotel rooms, buy materials, scarves, hats, come out here and stand out in the cold. And unfortunately, go inside the Capitol. It's a terrible thing. Terrible. And so there's money out there, right? Because these people had enough to get on some planes, get some hotel rooms, and it's not cheap to have hotel rooms in DC, right? So there's money out in the marketplace is my whole point in this, and don't let people tell you there isn't. There's 139 people here. Let's definitely hit the like button. Let's get the comments up. If this information is helpful at all, drop a 1 in the comments. I'm just trying to give you some good information, because I think we're getting bombarded with everybody struggling, everybody suffering. This is all terrible. You know what I mean? And it's like, this just isn't true. Let's see here. So part of that's right. I mean, that's a quote for the day. I need to tell Savannah. Put it in a quote. So part of what reason I bring that up is if 45% of the GDP is healthcare, construction, real estate, and then with inside those three, you can do a million things. I sat in a room with a guy the other day who has a whole teledoctor type system. People that can pay a certain $100 or $200 a month and have doctors that work with just them, almost circumventing the insurance agency, right? There's a lot of technology coming down the pipeline that will still require people. And this is part of why, you have to be careful what rooms you get in, right? So I got in that room and I'm like, I'm hot. And then the more I'm talking, I'm like, and I hear other people talking, like, man, that guy has 500 employees. That guy has 100 employees. That guy has, it's a different game you're playing depending on the room you're in. And so a lot of the hustle talk you see here on YouTube is going to get you up to $3,000 a month, maybe $5,000 a month, right? You have to actually start recreating systems and processes for this stuff to work, right? For these things to get any bigger than what you're already doing. And I see some of you guys' comments. Thanks. Yep, what you focus on expands. It really does. And so if you're seeing companies that are doing 0 to 8 million, right? Or you're seeing companies do 0 to 3 million out here on YouTube, but they never can get past a certain number, is because it's a limit to what they know. And you have to get in the right room and ask the right questions, right? $30 trillion is going to do a wealth transfer in the next 8 years. So where are you on that spectrum? Are you in the healthcare space? Are you in the construction space? Are you in the real estate space? Because you can be in any of those spaces. And I mean, from buying real estate to selling real estate to marketing real estate to managing properties. I mean, you name it, there's a million ways to go inside that field. Construction, right? Cleanup crews, all kinds of things. You name it, little stuff in construction, big stuff in construction, it's possible. Healthcare is just never ending, all the type of careers and ideals that could come up. We've even talked about here on this channel when we bring on Kamoy and different people that oh, wait, you're going to need nurses that can do a lot of IT stuff. Okay, wow, boom, there's there. You're going to need people in all these different spaces that can do IT stuff. So even within now, every day, new things are being created. Concierge medical care, exactly. Doctors can take a handful of patients and pay healthy annual subscriptions, and that patient gets nearly 24/7 access. That's right. That's right. They have a lot of different things that are niche that people completely have no idea about. Also, another big thing out of construction: solar power companies. Right. So you see people getting solar put on their roof. Now you have to think about it. Texas, you get 300 days of sunshine. Colorado, you get 300 days of sunshine. California is just gangbusters for that. But imagine that going out door to door, middleman to million style. Right. I'm trying to see if I can get this guy to come on the show and I'll talk to him about it. But literally, people are getting into construction, getting into real estate with just one little niche thing, and that little niche thing blows up. So I want to get you guys to understand that you have to look at what is it I don't know and what is the vernacular I don't know. So I was in that room the other day and I was like, oh man, I don't know what he's talking about. What's that even mean? Like, and I hate that. I was Googling, okay, Google this while he's talking, and I hate that because one, my eye contact is not on the person speaking, and two, I didn't know certain type of words, right? And that always like drives me crazy. Sorry, I got a thing going over. But part of why I'm bringing this up is a lot of people are teaching you small level things, and if they don't get you to the next level, you're gonna get stuck there repeating the same stuff over and over again, right? Something I want y'all to write down and keep for yourselves is model, mimic, master it. This is why when someone starts a lot of little different projects that have nothing to do with each other, it overwhelms them and they quit, right? So you'll see a lot of people say, man, they're trying to do this, and this, and nothing is making any profit. Stick with one thing, model it, let somebody model it for you, mimic it, and then master it. So if you're going to just do wholesaling, you need to watch 100 videos in a row and then be taking action. Because really that's what a lot of this that we have all this talk on Instagram and YouTube. A lot of people are watching videos and buying courses, but they're not taking action. And so that's why I really want to focus on that conversation as the weeks go by. But definitely drop some comments in here. Oh yeah, it's 30 trillion. Are you in the Rise 20% class, Sherry? We did a really in-depth talk the other day about this, but yeah, 30% of that money is going to go to family offices. So when people say, Erica, what's a family office? I don't understand what you mean. Family offices, and I'll give a short answer and a short example. Long story short, our insurance company that we work with is in California. Well, two of the family members are Hispanic, and the whole family is Hispanic, but two of the family members are insurance actual salesmen. Then they got all their whole family doing, you just do enrollments, you just do endowments, you just do customer service, you just do sales. And they've trained each person to do an individual thing like that a robust insurance company would do. They're a family office. So the two cousins, I think they're cousins, not brothers. Those two can sell all these policies in the world, but if they didn't have the staff around them making sure that the office stays open, they wouldn't be a multi-million-dollar company in California. And that is considered a family office. And then what will happen is boom, like years later, next generation of kids, that insurance company, if done right, is going to be double, if not triple that. So again, 30% of the transfer is coming to family offices. And you'll notice that when it comes to construction, you'll see brothers, cousins, uncle, they're all in the same construction company, and they're just having these huge payouts. This is a family company. Okay, Sherry, go inside the Facebook group and look at the video we put out yesterday. Massive wealth transfer is about 12 years. Last time it happened is 2008. You do the math. It pays more to be an expert in a niche market, providing solutions and making money. This is absolutely correct. Oh yeah, Kingston James. Buying a course and thinking about it makes you feel good, right? But you have to model, you have to mimic, you have to master, and systems is what creates wealthy people, right? Having a system that's repeatable over and over and over. It was something I was just the other day, I was blown away by. In America, we're definitely a startup culture, kind of like just start something and keep it rolling. But if we don't learn the systems, eventually it'll implode on itself. Eventually you won't have that company anymore because of that. So again, and something you have to really think of even now is like the belief that you can do it, right? It was something I thought was super cool, and it was like the 3 R's: right people, right place, right expectation. And this is why this 3 R's really grinds my gears, because a lot of people will see everybody's doing trucking. Let me go do trucking. But are you the right people for that? Are you the right place in your life? Do you have the right expectations of how much this company is going to make? Right? A lot of people are going into these different hustles with the wrong everything, right? Oh man, I'm gonna get into pallet business, Erica. Okay, are you the right person to go pick up pallets? If you're not a physical man or a physical woman, are you the right person to go be picking up pallets? Is it the right place? What if you live somewhere where there aren't a lot of pallets? Do you have the right expectations on what that business will make you? Okay, let's go credit repair. Oh man, it's super saturated market. I'm gonna get in it anyway. Okay, are you the right person for those type of business? Are you in the right place, the right city? Is there enough people in your city to even be interested in your services? Are you having the right expectations? And what I think happens is a lot of people have these expectations that these companies are going to blow up in 90 days. They're going to make all their money back and then some. And that's dangerous. And we're kind of something that I kind of want to talk about, but I'm being careful, is a lot of the credit tracks and tactics don't work. And the people selling it to you know it doesn't work. You know how I know? I'm in several masterminds where we've been talking about for the past 6 months, hey, these things aren't working. This has changed. This game has changed. We don't know what's happening, but it's not working. And a little bit more than 6 months. But again, it's like these things aren't working. They're changing. What do we do? Right? And so they're selling you really hard because it's January through April and business is seasonal. I'm going to tell you right now, every season you focus on a certain thing. So January through April, they're going to focus on selling you on fixing your credit for the new year. I'm already telling you, a lot of the tactics that people were using, they ain't working anymore, right? They may give you a little boost, a little bump, 5 to 10 points, 20 points, but they're not giving people the 100-point boost they used to do, 50-point boost. That cinnamon broom can go in the trash. It's just seasonal. Okay, so anyway, and so what ends up happening is people are out here with these expectations that are out of whack, not the right time, not the right place. And so if I could literally tell you, a lot of these group people are doing things that worked wonders 2 years ago. And I'm gonna say blame it on Ty Lopez, right? Blame it on Ty Lopez, blame it on a lot of the YouTube stuff, and now everybody's doing the same trick, and the trick doesn't work anymore. Remember Navy Federal? Everybody was trying to slide through the door of Navy Federal, and it overwhelmed the San Diego service when people kept trying to sign up through the loophole. That's the same thing happening now. They realize y'all got quick to the fact. They're going to get y'all out of here. They're going to get y'all out of here, and you're not going to get these cars like you think you were. Let me see what you have in here. Sorry. Exactly. Cosmic wisdom. Families do a lot of local here. One has construction. One has dumpster rentals. One has rental property management. They just circulate that money around. That's all they're doing. One family. And if they just keep marketing and the family keeps doing what they need to do, no problem. And I'm telling you, like, the part of what makes people angry, because I was going to go on a whole rant, but I'll save it for tomorrow, why people don't like self-made people, is because they realize you can do something different yourself. A big thing of our church was asking to give for this child center. Now, let's just keep it a buck. Everybody at church isn't in the age where they're having children. Some people are older. But think about that. Being able to give money to something you know you may not benefit, or you may not first see it. And that's hard to sell for people. That's hard to sell people on investing in their future, that their children may see it, or their child, that's my other two phones, that their children may use it. Nobody wants to hear that. Click the key. And so nobody wants to hear that. Nobody wants to hear you're going to build this big old business. It's going to take 5 to 10 years for it to really kick out cash, and your kids are going to enjoy it more than you. Most people you see online, they're in the $0 to $3 million range. They just want to make $100 grand just so they can say they made six figures. They want to go on vacations in Tulum. They want to stunt for the gram, have a nice car, and that's it. And maintain, just maintain that for years. But like anything, that doesn't work. And this is why I keep telling you, you have to scale up at some point in your mentality and the thinking you're doing. There's several personality tests I'll start talking about on the channel that you should take. But oh, y'all got some more in here. That's right. When you try to pivot, trying something new, it has to fit. So a lot of people will see, well, man, this is hot over here. You know, credit repair is hot, trucking's hot, this is hot. But does it fit you socially? Part of the problem with me when I was even dealing with truckers is culturally, we were not aligned. Like this isn't my world, right? And same thing with certain companies, certain businesses. The people you're dealing with every day, are you aligned in that? Can you talk with those people well? Can you communicate well? Can you get a manager at least to communicate well to those people, right? Because you're different worlds. Sometimes it will not be a fit. People are always trying ways to shortchange the effect. Ty Lopez Ty Lopez became a small millionaire. So here's the thing. You have California. And somebody saying they made $1 million in California versus $1 million in Texas or $1 million in Florida. $1 million in California is still not that big, right? So Lopez had a sketchy website and a nightclub, and he had like 2-3 mil, just enough, right, to be rich in California, but not like rich, okay? And so he took a risk, ran that ad because you have to have money to pay for that ad. And ever since then, it's been gangbusters. And he's climbed up all the way. And now he's buying companies. But now they've got to raise money to finish close out and buying those companies. It's a level game. He's leveling up to a different game, a different equity game. And again, because people want shortcut stuff. We love blaming these get-rich schemes, but it's the people enabling this by purchasing everything they promote. This is true as well. It's very tax efficient. Yeah, people always want the gems and the keys and give me the how do I do step by step, Erica. But you still have to do step by step. You still actually have to do it. Stop it, Floyd, talking about Atlanta. Oh, for sure. Yeah. People are paying for convenience of the research they're not willing to do or I don't have the patience to do. Right. And so that's why when people tell me about like, yeah, I can get all this stuff free on YouTube or whatever, I kind of laugh because I'm like the hours and years and the research you will do to get that same information that you could have paid somebody for and actually take action on it, you'll learn more. Right. What ends up happening is you'll take action on something and outpace the person who originally taught you. That happens often because the person who taught you, see, here's a lot of the game people are pulling right now online. They'll do something once or twice, and then they go, I'm going to teach everybody how to do it. But you haven't done it enough to come into new problems, higher problems, crazier problems. They just know how to do this entry-level stuff, and they're going to pull you in the door and get you into the entry-level stuff. And then they just stay there. They just stay there selling entry-level stuff for years, and I see it on here. And I just as a personal person, I'm like, don't you want to grow? Don't you want more from this? And not everybody does. So, oh, people love buying new cars. Yeah, I mean, to me, that's really what's selling people out here is the Omni and the Hellcats, the Kevin Bambo, all these people they keep seeing with these new cars. They're like, oh my gosh, because again, the average American is making $30,000 a year. So you see somebody with new cars, or you see somebody with a particular car. They forget the math that the person could have used credit and got it. They just see new cars. Listen, come on, Apollo. Let's really get with it. I think a lot of people had their spiritual awakening like I did a few years ago and discovered the business I should get into. So even when you just put the word spiritual awakening, you have a whole set of people out here selling vegan lifestyles, go green lifestyles, fitness lifestyles. And the funny part about it is, I'm just going to say certain communities are late to the game, right? And I've said this before, and I know people get mad. T.I. a couple years ago was talking about, man, I just popped on this show called Friends. It's hilarious. And people were roasting him on Twitter like, bro, Friends is old. That's an old show. That show been off the air for years. You just now seeing it? He's like, man, it's great. So then all of a sudden you had all these black people in the Twitter underneath him like, yeah, I just turned it on because you said to turn it on. It's great. So what you have is a set of people a couple years ago in the Ty Lopez craze awakening to the whole digital nomad, passport bros, and I'm going to go do this, when people who are still in healthcare, construction, and, healthcare, construction, and real estate really are just still making money every day. Making money every day. And so, yeah, a lot of people awaken to the brand making, the coaching, the lifestyle kind of living, and they make money off it. So, again, process and systems first, then automation. Yes. And again, if you're in my Rogers 20% class, we're breaking down a lot of stuff. But again, the 4 P's of other P's is promote, profit, process, people, right? You do any of those out of order, you are out of order, right? You promote your product a lot to see if people even actually like it and will buy it. And then you keep refining the process. Oh yeah, the Fed is doing a lot of propping, but we're going into hyperinflation either way. And literally, when I talk on the show about first wave people are in their cars, that's what they're doing. They're in their cars. Second wave people are like, oh, I choose to be an RV. I sold all my stuff and I'm in the RV by choice. Third wave people are like, I'm moving to a middle of nowhere town because it's just cost efficient. We'll move further out and further out, or literally to the middle of the country. And then your fifth wave of people are like, hey, I'm going to pick up states from New York and California and move. I had to turn it off because it takes a lot of So yeah, the Fed is propping it up, but also you have a huge part of people who are making cash money. Making cash money. Listen, Isaiah, it's very true. Turnkey business don't always work, but that PPP loan, they about to get it. And I think PPP loan Monday is for first time filler outers, people first time filling it out, and Wednesday for people who are on the second dip. So if it's the first time doing it, please follow all the rules. Please kind of see what they're doing. You still lottery numbers? Yes, listen, let me tell you something. Something I really press on. You guys don't see it because it's behind the scenes, but like upping the days with my trainer, upping the pre-ordered food that just came today. Like we're kind of doing some vegan-ish stuff for the next month. Upping the time with our therapist, upping the time in a lot of different categories. If you start getting more aligned, you start to have a pullback moment to breathe and see which way do you want to go in business. How do you want business to look in your life? How do you want your life to look, right? So again, this is very true. Thank you, Janice. Kevin Davis, listen, if you're on the phone and coaching, I'm gonna tell you right now, if you're on the phone coaching like I've done for years, 6,000 phone calls, and you keep repeating yourself, it probably needs to be a course. I kid you not. Like save yourself that whole heartache and be like, baby, get the course. If you need some help after the course, take the course. Do you know what I mean? Like it's a big thing of like, if you're repeating yourself at least 4 to 5, 6, 7, 8 times a week, you probably need to put it in the course package and pre-record it. Stop it, Floyd. Joshua, the hyperinflation, I think, is going to be not just here, but other places too. I think we're going to see, unfortunately, places that used to be cheap, like Mexico. Like people are actually doing, if you guys Google this today, you'll see a lot of YouTube videos on, hey, Tulum's more expensive than I thought. Cancun's more expensive than I thought. And it's people who came there for a weekend. They bought a $200 flight from America, went down there thinking it's going to be cheap. And then they start adding up the cost and realize, oh, wait, this is cheaper, but still expensive. No? Here, just call her phone with the other phone. Here, I'll call you. Check your purse. I'm calling you now. Okay. There you go. And look, Calvin Davis, you'll be very busy for the next 3 years, because what people are going to start realizing is that they are not prepared financially. They don't have their money together. They don't have their stuff together. They don't have it organized. Liz Collin, PPP can apply for all kinds of businesses. It's open up this year. Check your purse, check your bag, go back and check the car. Yes, the little plastic surgery spots. Yep. Apollo, you can still do that. At some point, you just reach a limit. At some point, you reach a limit because you are the technician. Oh, goodness. Unfortunately, yeah. I mean, even if you look at, like, when I wrote the book, the Rise of 1099 economy, gig economy, I started realizing that was coming for everybody. That wasn't just a few people. That was coming for everybody. So, as much as companies can push it that way, they will. As much as companies can get away with not having to cover taxes, they will. But I'm not going to be on here too much longer. I just wanted to hit a few of those points. It's Freedom Friday. I definitely want you guys to go out there and enjoy your life. But 2 books I highly recommend is Beyond Positive Thinking by Robert Anthony and Laws of Teamwork. If you guys have any questions, definitely drop them in there real quick before we start wrapping it up. But people don't know how to budget. Yes, people don't know how to budget, but people are on autopilot. This is the biggest thing that hit them in 2020 is it completely took every single person, that at most people, 90% of Americans, off autopilot. Like, they got off autopilot. For sure, anytime. But yeah, so I know it's Friday. It's Freedom Friday. I just had to hit this little bit of topic, just a little bit. Happy New Year. Yeah, stay out of Alabama. I have to go by Mississippi, and I have to drive by Alabama though. So look, tomorrow is real estate. Is still, real estate's an amazing idea. Again, I don't know if you saw the beginning of the show. 45% of the GDP is healthcare, construction, real estate. But just because something's hot doesn't mean you're going to make money in it. Is it a right fit for you? Are you the right person? Is it the right city? Is it the right expectations? What are you expecting to get from real estate school? You see what I'm saying? Again, why do you want to be an agent? A lot of those things. Others, he said, I respect the multitasking on this live stream. Keep handling your producers and producing great content. I really do. Listen, we've got visitors in town. My family's visiting. So I'm going to definitely go spend time with them. But stocks or real estate, ask yourself the question. Again, you want a better answer, ask a better question. Right place, right people, right expectation. What is your expectation from stocks? What is your expectation from real estate? You have to ask better questions to get a better answer. What are the 3 industries that make 45% of GDP? It is healthcare, construction, real estate. They make 45% of the GDP, and they only make 6% of the stock market. So people out here, when people say, oh, everybody's trying to do real estate, Erica, I don't want to be doing that. Well, there's a reason everybody's doing real estate or doing construction. That's where the money is, right? That's where the economy is moving. Healthcare, when people say, oh, everybody's trying to be a nurse. Well, there's more than just being a nurse. But it takes sometimes being a nurse, you get in there and realize, I can do this, and this. I can go upstairs in surgical. I can go in ER. I can do other things. And that's the point, is a lot of people are out here teaching you little hustles, little runarounds to do little things, and they're not truly teaching you how to have systems, processes, and hire more people. They're teaching you how to forever have a little job that you run around producing income for. Know your investor DNA, such a good word. Yes. Those PPP millionaires out of the hive, stop it. Stop it. There you go. If it's what you know, you're the right person, you have the right expectation for it, and you're in the right place. New York City. Okay, well, Scream, then you need to be doing what? Spending lots of money educating yourself. You need to be at the highest VP level of every single course in stocks. Mobile home investing courses are good. Mobile Home Elite on Instagram. They're buying mobile home parks this year. You know, they went from 3 years of doing it to buying mobile home parks. They got it. They got a great course. And they have a Facebook group. It says, I went to a real estate event and realized that renting homes was not for me. Do not want to bother with tenants, so I'm studying REITs. Well, there you go. Right expectation. Right person. Listen, I started talking to people and they were like, I don't want to be bothered with single family houses because it's like a small pain that's annoying. So they rather focus on apartments and multifamily and duplexes and buying multiple places or different types of businesses, because some people realize that just ain't for them. It ain't rocking for them. Okay, well, that's mostly what I had for y'all today, but I just want to tell you, I actually sat beside a guy who had 300 ATMs and he had a kiosk business, and I was just sitting there like, we did a lot of conversation and it was great. Hopefully after maybe a few more weeks, I'll be able to talk about more of what I had. And it was good. It was really good information, you guys. And again, I'm going to just do this last little bit. 31 million businesses. 25 million of them are one-person businesses in America. Out of 31 million, 25 million are one-person businesses. So even if when people sit here and tell you, oh, all these people are going out of business, I go, you're seeing a certain type of business go out of business. All these people that can stay home and are a technician and can run their one-person business, they'll keep running their business. And they'll keep getting those PPPs, right? And so out of that, 600,000 had 15 or more employees. And then, but the majority of them had 2 to 10 employees. So whenever people sit here trying to tell you like having 20, 30 employees ain't nothing, don't believe them, because that's not the average American business. It's just not. So, but anyway, I see some of your comments, but yeah, just want to give y'all a little bit of attention for tonight. We'll definitely hit up on the Trump topic tomorrow, because I know you guys are all over other people's channels and they call me Republican and call me other names. I told y'all I'm a Dixiecrat, and we'll talk a little bit about that tomorrow. But I want to try to stay focused on income producing conversations, because that's what we need. That's where this year's going, and y'all can do better. That's right, systems are needed. All right, you guys, this is your girl Erica, Classy Climb Blog. If you want the 50% off, I think it's new 2021 is the code the staff put on for the weekend. You definitely can do it. All right, you guys, later.